I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to tell you how my book club started playing book bingo. So I've already done another video telling you about the Read Anything book club, where my friends and I get together and we read whatever we want to. There's no set book that you have to read for book club. We just read whatever we want, and then every couple of weeks we get together and we talk about everything that we've read. Well, a few weeks ago, I decided I was going to surprise everybody in my book club with a book bingo game. But before we dive into how I set up the game and how we're playing it, I'm going to reach back here to our Booktuber Shoutout book. And we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Oops, I grabbed two. Okay, well, I guess we're doing two. We have Lucy the Reader, and our second one is Hannah's Books. Be sure to go over and subscribe to both of them. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and follow me over on Instagram and Goodreads and all the good social media places. So when I first had the idea to do book bingo, I knew that I didn't want it to be like just something we would play for one night. I wanted it to be something that would go on for months and months and months. I wanted it to be the long game, right? And so I started thinking, well, how can I create custom bingo cards that, have like reading prompts on them? And I thought, you know what? I really don't want to have to like print out these cards and people take them home and then they have to check off things. And I didn't want to do all that. From the beginning, I knew if we're doing this, it's going to be digital. And I thought, well, there has to be some kind of app. I bet there's some kind of app for this. And I just went in the App Store and searched for Custom Bingo. And I found the Custom Bingo app, which is for free. And I will link that in the description box so you can create your own custom bingo board if you want to. So first, what you do in the bingo app is you create a group. And then within that group, you can have different categories based on genres or themes. But in our book club's group, our categories are Christian books and theology, classics, romance, adventure and historical fiction, horror, thriller, paranormal, or dystopian altogether, mysteries, science fiction, nonfiction, fantasy, and easy reading challenges. In each category, you have to create at least 25 activities. And these are your challenges. These are your reading prompts. Once you have 25 activities that have been created, it will randomly generate a 5x5 bingo board. And each person has a different bingo board, so you don't know what everybody else has got. And there is a checklist of all the prompts down at the bottom. And once you have checked off one of those prompts that you have done that activity, it will show up on the bingo board above. Now here comes the really cool part. For every activity that you finish, you get 10 points. If you create a bingo, so you got 5 in a row, either vertically or horizontally or diagonally, you got 5 prompts in a row, 5 activities in a row, you get 50 points. And there's a place on the app where you can look at the leaderboard for your group to see how many points everybody has. We actually invited our parents and our brothers and a couple other people to join in with this bingo game so we could just get a lot of people involved and make it really fun. And to give us a specific goal to reach for, I made the rule that the first one to 5,000 points will win a gift card to a local bookstore. So I went to the bookstore and I bought a $20 gift card. And I thought, if we set a limit for 5,000 points, that'll take us a few months to get there. Keep in mind that 2 of the people that are involved in this game are librarians. And so they're reading a lot all the time. The next rule that I created is that you don't have to completely finish a book for it to count towards the challenge, towards the activity. Within reason, DNFs would count, or if you just kind of skimmed a little bit, that could still count. There's a lot of leeway there. The third rule that I created is that the activities, the reading challenges that I've written into the bingo boards, they can be loosely interpreted. So for instance, for a reading challenge to read a romance book, any book from any genre that somewhere in the book it features a romance, okay, count it as a romance book. One of the challenges is to read a book with the word mystery in the title, but you could count the word mysterious. If the word mysterious is in the title, that can count as mystery. So you see what I mean? You can kind of smidge a little on those. Or like if the challenge was to read a book that is, more than 300 pages long and your book is 298 pages, oh my goodness, just count it. Who cares? It's fine. The next rule is a little bit difficult to explain, but I'm going to try to explain it as clearly as I can. Instead of saying that one book counts for one challenge or one activity, I decided that you can count one book for multiple activities. However, it does not count for multiple activities on the same bingo board. So you'll have separate bingo boards for classics, for fantasy, for sci-fi, for graphic novels, etc. It has to be in a separate category. So for instance, if you read one sci-fi romance graphic novel, that's one book, that's a sci-fi romance graphic novel, you could count it as fulfilling an activity in the sci-fi category. You could count it as fulfilling an activity in the romance category, and you could count it in the easy reading category for a graphic novel. The fulfilled activities, the fulfilled challenge just has to be on separate bingo boards in separate categories. It can't count for something on the same category. So that way we get to count things. I actually read a book and it counted for 3 things, but you have to be a little creative about where you can, check off that little challenge. I am going to try to leave a full list of all the reading challenges grouped by category for you guys down in the description. Hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully I can put that all together. I will say it took me a couple of hours sitting down and setting all of this up on the bingo app and figuring out, okay, I've got to think of some challenges here, and I had to think of all the challenges and write them all in and everything. But once it is set up, it is set up. We could be playing this game for years if we wanted to, and it is all set up for us. Now, in some of the categories, I just have exactly 25 activities, just enough to make a bingo board. But in the nonfiction category, I have 39 activities because nonfiction is just such a broad genre. So what the app will do is out of those 39 activities, it will randomly choose 25 of those and randomly place them in your bingo board. So when you create a bingo board in nonfiction, you really don't know what you're gonna get, and everybody has a different bingo board. I have to say, I really like this app. It's been working really well for us so far, and it seems like when I introduced this to everybody and invited them to play the game, they were able to download the app, whether they had iPhone or Android. They were able to download it with no problem. They were able to create a profile, log in, join our group, and start creating a bingo board for themselves. It's pretty easy to navigate, and so I like that it's just nice and simple. And so far, we are having a lot of fun with it. And that's pretty much it. We've only been doing this for a couple weeks, and so we're still just getting started. I think it will be really interesting to see who of my friends and family are going to emerge victorious with 5,000 points to get that gift card. Some of the siblings in our group can get a little bit competitive, so I think it'll be interesting to see if they if they rise to the occasion and take on all these extra challenges and do lots of extra reading. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what are some ideas that you have for some challenges for book bingo. What do you think would be some good reading prompts that maybe we could add in for the next round? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.